Chuckie learns how to ride a bicycle. With a little help from Angelica. Once he learns, he's befriended by other big kids with bikes. But who are his real friends? The big bike kids or the Rugrats? The Pickles family is on their way home with a dwarf banana tree they picked up from what Stu calls the world's most secluded nursery. They have stopped at a gas station to tune up the van for the rest of the trip. Grandpa Lou is sleeping in the back of the van and wakes up saying, "That was the most uncomfortable nap I ever took." He pulls the squeegee out from under him, realizing that is why, and gives it to Tommy to hold before he hops out the back to use the bathroom. Chuckie worries that Stu will leave without Lou, but Tommy reassures him Stu would never do that. Not realizing his father has left the van, Stu gets back in the van and begins to leave. This surprises Tommy and Chuckie, and they try to get Stu's attention by shouting. Dee Dee misinterprets why Tommy and Chuckie are shouting and suggests that since it's a long ride, the kids are trying to sing 99 bottles of milk on the wall. She joins along. Stu stops when he sees a sign for the North of the Border Resort. Getting another idea, Tommy throws his grandpa's hat out of the window, seeing if Stu sees it in the near view mirror. He'll have to stop and get it, and Lou will be able to catch up. Back at the gas station, Lou finishes up washing his face in the bathroom, gets out, and climbs into the back of an identical red van which leaves the gas station. Meanwhile, Tommy has unsuccessfully thrown several objects out the window and decides to throw out the squeegee, which is the last item on hand. He throws it out and makes a thump sound, which makes Stu and Dee Dee stop at the North of the Border parking lot. Back on the road, the other van is swerving about to avoid the items scattered on the road, which wakes Lou, surprising the family. He is thrown out of the van and comes upon North of the Border, thinking he has wound up all the way in Canada. He decides to find a phone to call the family. As Stu is working on the van again, he tells Dee Dee not to wake Lou as she goes to find the kids some food. Dee Dee comes upon an igloo-shaped restaurant which she finds to be awfully warm and only serves items made with maple syrup. Stu finishes the van and grabs Tommy and Chuckie. He walks them past Lou, who has stopped to use a payphone but cannot find his wallet, which Tommy threw on the road. Stu wishes to stay at the resort for sightseeing, but Dee Dee reminds him about the tree and they need to get home as quickly as possible to plant it. She decides to get food to go. Tommy and Chuckie get worried that they will leave without Lou again and decide to find him, worrying Stu and Dee Dee when they depart. Tommy and Chuckie see Lou trying to get help from some people in the square when Chuckie runs to get him. He runs into a large hockey player cutout, which freaks him out. Stu runs up to grab Chuckie and gets him out of the way just in time for all the cubs to fall on him instead. Tommy and Chuckie see Tommy's grandpa at Niagara Falls, which he tells two other people that he went over the falls in 1946 and remember them being a lot taller. 15 times taller, in fact. Tommy and Chuckie decide to get Lou by riding a train nearby, where the ride operator is telling a woman the ride is closed for maintenance. Tommy and Chuckie hop on the train and test a ride again. Back at the falls, Lou is trying to ask the other tourists for a ride back when he sees two rangers dressed as Mounties. He worries he'll arrested him for not having any legal ID on him. He hides in a nearby barrel when Stu and Dee Dee come by to find the kids. When they see Tommy and Chuckie on the train, Dee Dee runs off and knocks the barrel into the fall, sending Lou over. Chasing after the train, Stu is trying to catch the kids, while Dee Dee messes with the controls, trying to stop the train, but she accidentally switches the train's path to an unfinished track. Panicking, she tells Stu to hurry. The train stops short off the track end, which is over a cliff. Tommy and Chuckie hop off. Stu stops to catch a break, but the train begins rolling backward down the hill. Back at the falls, Lou gets out of the barrel and sees Tommy and Chuckie. Lou reunites with them, and then Dee Dee shows up thinking he was asleep the whole time. Stu continues running, being chased out of the parking lot by the train. Later that night, the family is back on the road with Tommy and Chuckie happily asleep. Dee Dee tells Stu to hurry as she's worried the tree, which is wilted, isn't going to survive. Stu, battered and bruised after being chased by the train, says it could take a while to get back home because they have to drive all the way from Canada. Lou does not find this funny.